In this podcast, we'll continue with the Chapter 20 skills. We're going to look specifically at Skill 20-2, applying a blanket roll to an injured shoulder. Now, if a patient has a separated shoulder, that injury to the AC joint, they're oftentimes going to present with the arm held away from the body, and that's their position of comfort. To support that, you want to take a blanket and fold it into a narrow strip. Fold it into thirds or fourths. Lay cravats across one end of the blanket crosswise and identify those cravats by tying knots in the ends, or with homemade cravats, they'll typically be of different colors. This will let you know which is which when you need to tie them at the end. Roll the blanket tightly, and before you apply the splint, as always, make sure that you assess CMS in the patient. Put the blanket roll very tightly up into the armpit, the axilla of the patient, and then use one of the cravats that you've identified with knots or by color to tie it around the neck, similar to tying a sling. A second cravat would go across their body, similar to tying a swath. And then the final cravats will actually secure the injured arm to the blanket. So think about this. The arm is tied to the blanket is tied to the body, and therefore we've immobilized the injury. With all splints, make sure that you reassess CMS before transport.